Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's topic process of manufacturing
Okay.
of concrete.
So in the manufacturing or process of concrete, that is first we have to check, test the raw material of ingredients of concrete, then its batching methodologies, then mixing of ingredients. There is also different methods, manual and machinery mixing of that all ingredients. Then transportation of concrete. It is in the sense of whether your vertical transportation or horizontal transportation of concrete. If it is a high-rise building, that is your concreting is needed to vertical transportation of concrete by pumping or machineries. Whereas the horizontal transportation is if you are making road pavement or all these things, then that concreting or slab casting, that is nothing but the horizontal transportation. Means you have to transport your one place to another place, your concrete, that is the transportation of concrete. Then placing of concrete. The placing of concrete is related to the how you place that concrete with the help of manual or machineries, okay, into your formwork particular element. Then compaction of concrete. It is related to the your denseness or compactness of the concrete, how it should not be honeycombing structure will form. Okay, and lastly the curing. It is very necessary. Every concrete element should be well cured so that the heat of hydration or the hydration process will be carrying out. So all these methods will go for one by one. So first one, the batching of ingredients. Testing, that first step, that is testing of raw material, we have studied in first unit. Cement, aggregate, what are their test properties, according to their properties we have studied. So next one is batching of ingredients. There are two types of batching, that is volume batching and weight batching. Means we have to measure that our ingredients of concrete, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, cement, water, each of them are measured with the help of volume batching or weight batching. So what is volume batching? The volume batching, the ingredients to produce the concrete mix are measured by the volume. Okay, by weight and by volume. By weight we can measure on the weighing balance, and by volume they are having a one particular uh, forma is there, particular size and shape. I will show you that figure. Or by that we can say gamela in the local language. At particular volume of the cement, according to that volume of cement, we can measure the other ingredients also in terms of volume. So suppose 1:2, 2:3, 1:2, 2:4. This is our concrete nominal mix. So how can you measure by the volume? One ml of that cement, two parts of that sand, and four part of aggregate, coarse aggregate. So such method is nothing but the volume batching. One standard gauge box is also there. Uh, you can see in this figure. It is visible, that image, students?
Yes, sir.
So this is nothing but the gauge box having a particular dimensions which can be used for as a volume batching. On mass concreting structure, the volume batching is preferred so that there is no need to continuously measurement of that ingredients. Directly with this particular standard size of gauge box, the every ingredients are used to manufacture the concrete. So this is the volume batching, the batching of ingredient with the help of volume of that concrete and ingredients. Clear? Then the water may be water also ingredients, and ingredients in the sense water, cements, and aggregate everything. Okay. So the volume of water can be measured in terms of the liters. How much liters water required to particular cubic meter of concrete, that we have to measure and put into the mix of the concrete. Then second method is weighing batching. You just remember that one. In the volume batching, a particular gauge box is used to measure the volume of ingredients, and in weight batching, the weighing balance is used to measure the ingredients of concrete. Or sometimes electronic weighing batches have electronically scale which are suspended by the load cell, which convert the force into measurable electric quantity, like some of the standard methods are used. Okay, so the some electronically batching are available in the market. With the help of that, we can say automatic or electronically weighing batches, which can be measured directly that whatever the ingredients of proportion as per the mix design, we can put into that electronical media. So it will take directly that what are the parts of that cement, sand, and aggregate, and combine it in the form of mix. So that is the mix or proportions carried out by the automatically with the help of electronically machine. And another method is that the manual weighing batching. Manual weighing batching in this is on the small if the small quantity of ingredients we have to measure, that can be on the electronically weighing batches we can use. And mixing of ingredients. First, we have to test the raw material. Second, we have to measure the batching of that ingredients. And next one, that whatever the batch we have used, measure, we are to going for the mixing of ingredients. There are also different types of the mixing. So it is essential that the mixed ingredients are properly mixed so as to produce a fresh concrete in which the surface of all aggregates particles is coated with the cement paste. That is the importance of, or we can say the, remember that at the time of mixing, the mix should be thoroughly so that the all cement aggregates will coated by the cement paste. That is the main motive of that mixing. Otherwise, that binding capacity will not be formed into the each particle of the ingredients. How can we get the well mixed concrete? The concrete should be uniform color. And after the mixing, we can our eyes we can see that it should be well uniform in color. That is gray color we can observe there. If there is a pozzolanic cement, we can find some whitish color. And if PSC, that is slag cement, if we are using, or red oxide cement we are using, then its color should be quite brownish. But it should be thoroughly, not a one part of that mix is another color and other is different color, means a light color. So it should not be observed. All concrete materials like cement, sand, aggregate, and water should be homogeneously mixed. Cement paste should cover all the surface of the aggregate. These all conditions we should have to remember at the time of mixing. One important is that segregation or bleeding should not be occur at the time of mixing. Okay, we know that what is segregation and bleeding. So that take care we should have to at the observe at the time of mixing of concrete. If segregation or bleeding you will observe at the time of mixing, you can remix that concrete and stop that current working concreting. Okay, otherwise it is very harmful to our structural property. And there are some methods of mixing of concrete manually and by machineries. Okay, hand mixing of concrete. mixing of concrete manually without mixer machine. And in machine mixing, the concrete mix with the machine mixers. And the third one is the ready mix concrete, that is called as RMC nowadays. It is a particular plant where the concrete ready mix we can available, from transport we can carry out on our particular site for concreting. So these are the three methods: manually, machineries, and ready mix concrete. So in hand mixing, it can be only used for the where the small concreting is there. Then this manual concreting is possible. Hand mixing is the process of mixing the ingredient of the concrete manually without a mixer machine. Okay. On in this figure, you can observe that the person are making the concrete mix with the help of their hand. So that is hand mixing. First, we have to spread our all ingredients on the particular platform, watertight platform, and then it thoroughly mix. And after adding the water, again it can be thoroughly mixed so that the concrete can be homogeneously mixed. This is the process and mixing of concrete. Hard, clean, and non-porous base is required to on that the concrete we are mixing. Then measure the quantity of sand and spread it on that platform. First, we have to add sand, then aggregate, and then cement. And then dry mix, we have to first mix all ingredients. And after dry mixing, we have to add water at some part, then again mix it, and again remaining water we have to add. So this is the simple process of hand mixing, or we can say manual mixing of ingredients. You can see in this figure. Okay. And lastly, you will get such type of concrete. What are the precautions to be taken at the time of manual mixing? Base should be uniform and hard, non-porous, so that your concrete cement paste will not be uh, removed from the your concrete paste. Okay, so that, and hard in the sense when you are working on that platform, it will not be break. Then good quality and clean mixing procedure equipments, that is your trowel and all this. The mixing platform should be, and mixing platform should be clean so that the debris will not be included, or clay, silty material will not be included, goes into that or concrete mixing. Okay. Then second is machine mixing. In machine mixing, there are two types: the continuous mixture, batch mixers. Okay, tilting, non-tilting machineries. We are not going to in details. You just remember what are the types. Okay, so in machine mixing, there are continuous mixer and batch mixer. Continuous mixer in the sense where the all ingredients are continuously with the proportions automatically mixed into that mixer, and will get directly ready concrete into our pharma. And in batch mixers, we have to batch every ingredients at particular quantity so that it will be mixed, and after that mix again another mix will be prepared into that one, that is batch type. So we can batch that mix into two form: tilting mixer and non-tilting mixer. That is a type of mixers. Okay, you can see in this figure. So this is tilting mixer, and another one is non-tilting. The difference only in that when the ingredients after the batching we are pouring into this cylinder. One cylinder is there, rotating cylinder, that is called as. So it is rotated continuously with the help of hand, or with the help of some motors, electronic motors. So once we are pouring the all ingredients into that cylinder, it will be rotated continuously, so that the concrete mix will be prepared into that particular means into that cylinder. And after that mixing, whatever the required time, we can remove that concrete by slightly tilting that cylinder. Okay, means at the time of rotating, that cylinder will be tilt, so that the internal concrete will be removed. Okay, so that is nothing but the tilting mixer. And in non-tilting, this cylinder, you can observe here, the central cylinder, it is continuously rotate, but it will not be tilt. At the time of rotating, internal blades are available into that cylinder, that will be automatically remove that internal concrete mix through the its opening as provided at the center of the cylinder. So at the time of continuously tilting, just we remove that we can say small gate is there, opening, at the opening, that removing all the mixed concrete we can get. So that's why it is called as non-tilting, because that cylinder will not tilt. Okay, so this is the only difference between these two, tilting and non-tilting mixer. And third one is the ready mix concrete. Okay, ready mix concrete. The ready mix concrete is popular nowadays because the it is generally means acceptable where the our construction site is not that much space required to concreting purpose. Okay, in that case we have to prepare concrete at another place, and our site will be at another place. So from ready mix plant, here in that plant, the concrete ingredients well batched and well measured and well mixed, and through that ready mixed concrete can be transported by that particular truck, so that that concrete will reach to our construction plant. So that is nothing but the ready mix. Its name indicate that the ready mix, already prepared concrete mix, we can take through truck mixers at our particular site. So that is ready mix concrete. Now transportation of concrete. After mixing of concrete, it should be transported. Transported in the sense where we require that concreting. Okay. So the after the concrete material batches and mixed, concrete has to be transported and placed in a formwork. Whatever formwork, whether it is slab casting, column casting, beam casting, foundation casting, or any bridge, any other tunnels, where you require that transport your concrete and place it. Concrete transportation has to be done from the mixing point to placing point. As I told you that where we have not require space to concreting purpose, then we have to demand that ready mix concrete from another place to our construction site. So for that purpose, the transportation of concrete through the various mode, like that concrete truck mixers is there. So through that mixer truck, we can transport our transportation concrete. But in that case, we should have to remember that the setting time is very much important, because how much the distance is transported to RMC plant to our construction site. So that time is measured, and according to that, that concrete will be workable or not, that we have to measure. So that setting time of the concrete we should kept in mind at the time of transportation. Clear? So what are the mode of transportation? Manually, okay, semi-manually, mechanical mode. Okay. So what is fully manually? We just prepare concrete on that site itself and place into our formwork. Generally, small construction site like some row house we can say, or any particular room we have to construct it. In that case, you was also observe somewhere nearest to your home, and they are manually they are prepared that concrete, complete concrete, and with the help of that gamelas they are transport to our particular column or beams or slab. Okay, that is only manual concreting. Then semi-manual mode, that is you can prepare some at your site itself, but you are preparing your concrete at ground floor, and at first floor you have to place that concrete. So in that case, one small crane they require. Okay, so you have to prepare your concrete at ground floor. From that, with that help of crane, that concrete passes to first floor and place it by some shovels. So that is nothing but the semi-manual. Means there are both way are considered into uh, transport of concrete. Then mechanical mode, as discussed we have earlier also, from the construction site to that our RMC plant, concrete should be bring, and whatever the high rise you can see in the first figure, high rise building is there, and concrete is done by the pumping. Okay, so this is the pumpable concrete. When you that concrete comes from the RMC plant, through pumping you can transport your concrete through the pump on particular level of the building. That is called a transit mixture. Okay, and concrete pumps are used such type of concreting. Then what are the precautions to be taken at the time of transportation of concrete? Concrete must be placed within the specified time. As I told you, if your concreting is done through the your concrete is working in the say summer season, then in that case the setting time is more due to heat of hydration is more. So in such cases, if your concreting is far away from your RMC plant, in that case you have to measure that time, and according to that you have to keep water cement ratio so that the concrete will not set up to the reach your placement site. Okay, so that's why the time is very important, and in case of transportation of concrete during hot weather and strong winds, as I told you, uh, the transported concrete should not be open container. Okay, it should be closed container. Concrete during monsoon period should be protected from the water if transported in open container. Yeah, such thing means it is very rare open container. Generally, it is a closed container is there. Just only we have to take care about that. That concrete mixture should not be heated, or any external water should not be enter into that container. Otherwise, their water cement ratio will be differ. So that these some precautions we have to take care at the time of transportation. Uh, you have you observed that any concrete mixer on road when you are traveling somewhere? Yes, students, have you observed any concrete mixer on the road when you are traveling somewhere? What you have observed, that whether that container is slowly Means rotate or as it is kept stock?
Slowly rotate
Slowly rotate now. Can you tell me why it's slowly rotate?
to prevent the setting of concrete.
And any another point in that one? That is also right. But any other another point? Yes, anyone?
Prevent segregation.
Exactly. It should not be segregated internal ingredients because at the time of transportation on the roads there are some we can say not smooth road pavement. So in that case, due to the shaking that container, the heavy particles will be settled down. So this thing should not be happen. That's why that container should be slowly rotated so that the all ingredients continuously homogeneously mix. Okay, so that is that reason behind that slowly continuously rotate. Okay, after transportation of concrete, the concrete is going to place at particular place uh, or a particular elemental formwork, whether it is slab, column, beam, foundation. The concrete is a vital material and plays a major role in the quality of building. Okay, so one may say that the making of concrete is easy, but it is not enough. It is important that the concrete mix is correctly designed, batched, mixed, and transported. But without proper placing, sorry. So the only it is not important to quality of concrete, that is your transportation mixing by well. But without well placing of concrete, it is not maintaining the concrete. There are various factors that determine which type of concrete placement it is most suitable for the concreting and are taken into consideration when the choosing the methodology of placement of concrete. Types of construction such as horizontal construction or vertical construction as I explained earlier. Then size of construction, how much it is wide construction or concreting is done. Then location, where we have to place that concrete, for example whether it is under water construction concreting or whether it is any high rise building. So that is your location. Weather condition, where you are concreting is going on in cold weather or hot weather. So in this situation we have to means or with this point we can use the method of the placement of concrete. These are some points: placing of concrete within the small earth, like uh, for particular foundation, means under the earth construction concreting is going on. So in that case, what are the how the your concrete is going to place? Make a clean place before the concrete placing. Make proper formwork. Make proper reinforcement, and then you can place your concrete. Okay. Then placing of concrete within large earth mud. Large earth mud in the sense where the concreting is more, but it is on earth. So it, for example, road pavement. In road pavement, you can observe here the concreting is done on the large surface of the earth. Okay, so what are the precautions should be care there? Take care at the time of such type of concreting on road pavement that we have to take care. Some construction joint there should be required so that the concrete will not be cracked. Okay, continuously concreting we cannot done due to the that property of concrete is that when it comes in a hot weather, that concrete will shrink, and in cold weather it is sorry, in cold weather it is expanded, means contraction and expansion, it is the property of that concrete like steel. So that's why we require to sustain that expansion or contraction of concrete, some construction joint is required. Okay, so you can observe in this figure the concrete road pavement having there a small gap that is not more than 1 to 2 centimeter. So that gap should be maintained for that purpose. Okay. Then placing of concrete in large, in layer within the timber or steel formwork shutters. You can see in this figure they are having it is the site for the large dam construction, concrete dam, where the roller compaction is there. Because such a hard huge concreting you cannot place a small vibrators to there. So because that setting time of that concrete is also more, so such concreting you need to largely compaction. So with the help of the major rollers, such concreting we can carry out. Then placing of concrete within usual formwork, that is suppose for column, beam, and slab. Okay, so this is our general construction purposes. So in that one, we should take care about the formwork joint should be well uh, sealed so that the our cement paste will not be removed from that one. Well, tamping with the help of rod into that formwork should be continuously at the time of placing of concrete, so that the concrete will not making any honeycombing structure. When removal after the removal of formwork, it should be look smooth surface. And placing of concrete underwater construction. Suppose in the sea we have to make concreting for the pillars. Then this is another method, bottom down bucket method. See, these are all what I showing you for your. It is not that much deep into your syllabus. but as a part of that means manufacturing process and up to the finishing product. These are some points covered in detail here. So you just go through all these points. Okay, bottom dump bucket. This is another method. It is where rarely used, where the large concreting is there under water or huge places. So this is the steel bucket type, huge in huge size, where the number of cubic meter concreting is there. In bottom one there is a small gate provided. Once that bucket when comes to the construction site, there you can see in this figure the bucket is there. Through that bucket the concrete is placed at particular site by removing this gate. So that is called as the bottom dump bucket. Okay. Similarly, that the concreting placed with the help of toggle bag. Instead of that bucket, one balloon type bag is there. Into that bag, we have to fill our concrete, and with the help of crane, where we require the concreting placing, that bag should reach to that place, and by removing of that bottom of the hole of that bag, the complete concrete will be placed into that particular place. Okay, so that is the placing of concrete through the toggle bag methods. This is another one, replace aggregate method. At the time of piling of concreting, the grouting of the concrete through the some pipes into that means pile foundation. Through that particular pipe, we have to grout that means semi-liquid concrete through the pumps and remove that remaining material. So that is nothing but the placing of concrete or a replace method of aggregate. Then tremine method. In tremine method, one funnel type is bucket type we have observed. In this case, instead of bucket, one big funnel is there. Through that funnel, we can pour the concrete on particular site where we require. Okay. Generally, this funnel method is used for the pile construction, where the site is very muddy or sandy surface is there underground. So there where we require the pile construction, concrete piles. So in that case, first the with the help of drilling machine, drilling is done into the ground, and after reinforcement through the funnel, concreting is done. Okay, so that is called as the tremine method. Then pumps and pipeline method. This is we have observed in this figure. With the help of pumping, your pumpable concrete is reached to our particular site. Placing of concrete through pumping. Then compaction. After the placing, concrete is needed to the compaction. Why compaction is required? At the time of mixing of concrete or placing of concrete, the small air bubbles forming into the concrete. So that bubbles we have to remove. If we are not remove, what will happen? Can anyone tell me? Yes, students.
There may be chances of honeycombing.
Exactly. There may be chances of honeycombing and pores voids can be there. The with through that pores, the harmful gases or liquids can enter into the your concrete, and that reach to our reinforcement. And the resulting is that our reinforcement will be corroded. and ultimately our durability of the structure will be lost. So that's why we have to remove with the help of compaction that completely air bubbles through our concrete. So that is nothing but the compaction. It can be done through manual compaction, machine compaction. Okay, there are different methods. So in manual compaction, tamping by rod. At the time of concreting, you will also observe some construction site when the workers are placing the concrete into that particular pharma, like for column, they are manually timed to that any rod to that formwork at the time of placing, or vertically tamping that any bamboo or with the help of reinforcement, they tamp to that particular form of element. Okay, so that is nothing but the compaction. Then ramming for concrete compaction. A horizontal surface is there, like ground concreting, playing ground, or road pavement. So that compaction can be done through such method. And tamping, as I told you, in concrete compaction can be done by the pressure. Okay. Ready mix bricks are available nowadays in market, cement bricks. So that mix, how that prepared? Have you seen anywhere? The dry, we can say mix is prepared. Some moist is there. So in particular mold, the dry mix is placed, and by the help of pressure, that mold brick can be prepared, and after that removing that pressure, the brick we can get. In this figure you can observe. So that is your pressure compaction. That is also a type of compaction. Then hume pipe construction, construction of hume pipe, that is also prepared by the concrete. It is generally used for the drainage purposes or water supply purposes. So that is this hume pipe constructed by the spining. The one formwork is there. Into that one, we have to place some reinforcement and concrete. By closing that forma, it continuously rotates so that with the help of the gravitation, that continuously flowing, the concrete set to that external part of that wall at particular thickness of that pharma, and after continuously removing sometime, the completely pipe will get by removing the formwork. That is fining of concrete, fining method. In mechanical compaction, vibrators are used. Okay, see, these are the vibrator types. In this figure you can observe external vibrator and internal vibrator. In this figure you are observe external vibrator, one big yellow formwork is there. So behind that, the vibrators are used. Okay, so in a huge concrete construction, sometime it is required. So at the time of concreting, this vibrator started. Then platform vibrator is there. Early means some days before, some we can say some years before, concrete pole is there. Nowadays also in villages you can observe electric pole is there, concrete pole. So that pole can be constructed on platform. Large length of that platform is there. Into that we have to place concrete, and with the help of that table vibrator, that concrete pole prepared. So that is platform vibrator. Then surface vibrator, roller vibrator. Concreting compaction can be done through the rolling compaction. Okay, roller compactor, or by the uh, some manually machineries is there, by with the help of hand, that machine we have to remove, we have to move on the concrete surface so that it will be vibrated. After the placing compaction, the last stage is that curing of concrete. Why curing is required? It sustains the that hydration process in the concrete. Okay, curing is the process of keeping the concrete damp or moist and warm after the initial setting of concrete or removal of formwork. Proper curing of concrete maintains the satisfactory moisture content and favorable temperature inside the concrete. Why? So that the hydration of cement may continuously until the desired strength will gain. So that's why curing of concrete is important. What are the methods of curing? Water curing, okay, pond curing. These are means at small ponds we have to make on the concrete surface where we have to fill water. Then spraying, it is locally generally used spraying method. Then membrane curing, some nowadays available on the market, some plastic membrane are available that we have to spread on the concrete so that the concrete curing will be automatically generated. Then coating, curing back some chemical compound we have to coat it onto that concrete surface. At the time of manufacturing of this flyover, you can observe there that flyover pillars they have coated some chemical compound that is nothing but the curing purpose. Okay, some of the steam curing is there that nowadays ACC block is there, autoclaved block, cement block. Okay, so that is manufactured by the steam curing. So students, this is our complete second unit. I will post this all literature on